we record this in the end of July, it's immediately after the Pope's apology for, the actions of the Catholic Church as it relates to the children of Indigenous peoples. And, it's been a while coming. And now that it's happened, we've been watching some of the news, haven't we?
Yes, and it's been interesting to see the way that the apology has been crafted and the fact that it's happening, a year and something after the discovery of the remains of the residential school children, but also the response to it. And, obviously with a number of Indigenous population watching live, and certainly I'm sure it has been triggering for many with personal firsthand family memories, but also of the wider public. And I mean, I would consider myself in that, where, I know you have some lived experience, but I think part of it is it's been interesting to watch from a communication standpoint, specifically in the way that we have been talking about the power of proper, true, sincere apologies, and how simple and yet impactful they can be when done right.
When this apology came, I honestly think I thought it wasn't going to come. I thought that, since it had already been so long, there wasn't going to be anything. And when I started to read the full text of the apology, I was like, this is thoughtfully crafted. I think especially the start of it, where he started with how, the First Nations leaders had given him those moccasins when they visited to ask for the apology, and they requested that he bring it back and then, share learnings during the time that he had that. And so I thought all of that was well done, and it started well. The spirit of the thing sounded good. And then it went to shit a little bit for me. I think at the part where the Pope started to get a little bit defensive of the doctrine, where it was very much like, I think you referenced it as, there are a few bad eggs. Well, if a whole nation's children were taken and put in schools, that's not a few bad eggs, is it? That's a systematic problem, like we've been discussing. So I thought that from there on down, it went a little bit pear-shaped, where, again, while there wasn't really the word but in it, that's an apology with defense built in. And that is my pet peeve. However many times I see it, it still surprises me that there are proper comms people behind it. Like the Pope didn't go into this saying, I'll write my own speech, right? I mean, so that I think disappoints me a little bit. Like if you are delivering this, which is kind of unusual for the Catholic Church to say I'm wrong in any way, but when you're doing it, just do it a little bit better, is what I thought. That said, hopefully this can be the start of that healing and that reconciliation, and just admitting that not everything we did 100 years ago is acceptable anymore.